for the San Diego Legion side.
Welcome to Anthem RC's first home match of the 2025 season. It's San Diego that are in red on the right. They take them here at the American Legion Memorial Stadium, and we're underway. Early ruck time there for Anthem. Side in this Eastern Conference battle. Of course, San Diego win the West Across Conference. A kick over the top to start us going here. Carl Keane was excellent last week. McClutchy takes and now fires an Ethan Grayson, the 22 of Northampton in the UK. Legion connect really well, and they take it wide. Little dummy by Ryan James. One of 7 players who have represented the United States on the San Diego Legion side. They really have done a great job of building talent. Players eligible to represent the United States. A handful of capped other internationals field their team as well. First penalty of the game at halfway line will go to the Legion.
I mentioned about defensive connections, Dallin. Anthem last week. They do have good line speed. You'll see that they defend relatively narrow and they come off the line, try and shut the play down. They did that pretty well there, but then it's about finishing off, being disciplined. The last thing they can do today is give penalties, easy penalties to the Legion, because this is what happens. McClutchy is just going to work the San Diego side up the field. San Diego, this is the area, though, that I'm excited for them. You expect dominance in the set-piece area.
Last week they started fast. They got in the game early and they created opportunities. They were up 28-0 at halftime against Seattle. Not a scoreline you would expect the two-time champion Seawolves be up against. They came back in the second half. The Legion will be disappointed about letting in 26 points. But their first attacking chance at line-out time. Charlotte Clan, the capped international to Sacramento, California, loops around, receives this. A nice plan move. As the men in red pile forward. Milwaukee is there in support as well. Richard Judd, the 32-year-old, is such a special player, rejoining the Legion. Jed Holloway, the capped Wallaby International, 12 caps to his name. Lends his experience, as does Vili Helu, 14 times represent the United States. Here's Brachy with a short, oh, it's an absolute monster hit that's come in. Anthem flying, the ball still stays there with San Diego. What a cruncher to get us going early doors in this game. Judd yet again looking for a quick ball around the fringes. Helu with a pass, and the knock-on comes in, but Will, what a shot.
What a shot indeed. It was by the man that I was talking about at the beginning, Eric Storti. Said about how they want to get off the line and make 2. Well, that's a 2-man hit. I think as well that was Connor Moonahan making his debut. But Storti, he reads things so well. Something that his coach, Alama Yeremia, was saying in defense, he reads the play. And what that means is, as that ball's coming out, if you're defending in the outside channel, is can you almost stop the ball getting to that man, the attacker? He did exactly that, timed it so well. Good defensive set by Anthem.
Great little highlight early doors for Storti. Up front, Jake Turnbull, the captain, with Connor Robinson and Joe Apikatoa for this Anthem side. They're reset. Justice Serge, the 70-capped international for Canada. Klein and Darcy Brino, the other big heavies up front.
Great to see Shiloh Klein back in San Diego colours. Played with him in 2023. Really talented hooker. Both his parents are American, so that's how he qualifies for the US. Played in the November tour. It's great to see him back in San Diego colours, starting today.
Anthem. First possession for them. Keane moves it across, and Mitch Wilson kicks one over the top, the 28-year-old. Formerly with the New England Free Japs, where he won 2 titles with that brilliant side. But his experience so vital for the next generation of Eagles.
As you say, 2-time champion in Major League Rugby. And actually, when you look at this back line, there's a nice mixture for Anthem of experience and, of course, then the talent. But Mitch Wilson brings so much, not just on the field, but also off it as well. He's a real leader in this Anthem team.
Top man is Mitchie Wilson. Klein. Oh, gets pinched down. There's some tall timber up front here for the Anthem side. Yeremia opting for a bigger, powerful, tight group of forwards. Punavuli and Mikey Grandy are 2 of those. Ball there for Carl Keane. Played with the USA Falcons. Went to St. Mary's with the Gales. Now a wide ball. Junior Nafa, one of the powerful players in midfield. MLR Rookie of the Year in 2024. Man originally from Apia in Samoa. Scored 4 times last year for his side. Keane looks to work things, and Lina Latu goes to the air. He played with the American Raptors. A handful of players with the American Raptors as that ball bounces and goes to touch. In fact, American Raptor was Ryan James as well, who was on the opposite side of things. They played in Super Rugby Americas. Now they're going head-to-head.
Yeah, and I think actually Mikey Grandy as well also played for the Raptors. Ryan James, he had a brilliant performance last week. 2 tries in that first half. That first half for Legion against the Seawolves, I did not see that coming. They were so good. Can they bring that tonight? A different challenge here at Anthem, travelling all the way to Charlotte. It's pretty nippy as well.
Nice ball down to Judd as they go to McClutchy, who stabs just one over the top. The chase are there. Waller red jerseys. Tamala Musad Owaki comes away with it. Lays it on the ground. Judd is there on the right. Now flying into this one. A beautiful fan from Lincoln McClutchy. What a breakout from the young number 10. San Diego Legion knocking on the door for the opening score. Forwards arriving in numbers. Judd looks to find Brachy on the left-hand side. Marcel Brachy, wide ball over the top. And reaching for the corner is Thomas Owaki. We will check to see, was that a forward pass or not from Marcel Brachy.
Here we go, having a little look from the chip. That is the space just in behind. Lepetti holds on to it. We're just having a check from the referee whether we got the grounding, but that is where it opened up. And look, McClutchy just decides, bang, I'm taking this ball. Wants to get all the way to the line. Mitch Wilson with that last-ditch tackle. And then, as they bring it out now to the width, does this ball get down? Marcel Brachy is that pass flat. Looks like good grounding. That could be the first try of the day. But it was a great awareness from McClutchy for that chip off that line-out.
And apologies to Vite Lopetti. Looked like Thomas Owaki dancing around, but it's Lopetti with a big impact. The man from Hayward, California, formerly with the Seattle Seawolves. 20 tests for the US Eagles. His younger brother Alex playing for Nola Gold in Major League Rugby. So McClutchy gets some attention. Again, he's key for their hopes this year with John Mananti looking for a Shield title. So try awarded and scored by Tavita Lopetti. Conversion hits the uprights to the right-hand side of Ethan Grayson, but it's 5-0. San Diego Legion on the board with their opening try.
It's 5-0, but that is worrying. The fact that Lincoln McClutchy is just hobbling. He's hobbling back into the field. You really want to have that guy on the pitch, and I really want to see a full season of him in charge. As mentioned right at the beginning, Manenti has basically said, hey, you control this team. You are my number 10, which is so good. When you're a player, you want that confidence from your coach. Hopefully he can stay fit and shakes off that little niggle.
He is such a talent. He receives this now, and he finds the big frame of Tamalau. Drives it upfield. 35-year-old. Well, Buffaloes, he's known from a football player. Another one of those capped US Eagles in the side. On the ground there for Klein. Grew up in beautiful Christchurch, New Zealand, where he learnt a lot of his rugby. To the air goes Richard Judd. James jumps up, doesn't time it well, but Anthem received this superbly. Connor Mooneyham is in there, the 28-year-old with his Anthem debut. But the penalty goes the other way, says Cat Roach, holding on.
It was a fantastic take by Mitch Wilson. Got up, rose up into the Charlotte night sky. But the San Diego Legion defense right on top of him, and it's those areas of your control. And Anthem last week struggled. They sort of lacked the execution, but also just in terms of the breakdown as well. That was really their way of, they can seal that ball off and get into their phases, but San Diego really took advantage. So I just want to see this Anthem settle. First 8 minutes, it's all been about the Legion. These fans want to stay warm. They want to have something to be excited about, Dallin. But they need the ball. They need to keep hold of the ball to be able to do that.
Well, they certainly do. That's a great outfit as well. Great dress here at the home of Anthem Rugby, their opening game for 2025. Tamala loops around the fringes. Here we go. Down the fringes. The ball back on the inside. But Charlo Klein, superb bit of work. And they have a few planned moves like this to San Diego. We saw them do it last week.
Look at this, a little wrap round the front. Watch Tavita Tamalau. He comes around the front and takes this 2-on-1. Away Shalo Klein goes. That's a really good tackle from Connor Mooneyham to get the big hooker out there. Clever little play, though, by the Legion.
Anthem with Connor Robinson, the 25-year-old, former Dallas Jackal. A handful of those players joining the Anthem side. They go to the fray here. Dylan Fortune, USA under-20 player, bit of pressure as they look for the touchline. Ryan James is there covering. McClutchy doesn't go quickly.
Anthem just exiting. Lini Latu, I'm also focused on as a former number 10 myself. He's got some experience. You mentioned, of course, some Raptors experience behind him, and on source Houston Sabercats. He's got to take control from number 10 in his Anthem team today.
That's right, for the Raptors, they had Latu, they had Feliki Tonga, Mikey Granny, Sean Clark. A bunch of those players as Tamalau flies in yet again for the San Diego Legion. Judd, who's got his head bandaged right now. Darcy Breen waits. Doesn't go to him. But the forward pod to set things up. Justice Sirius-Duru's in there as well. Spent time with the Leicester's Academy in England. Debuted for Canada back in 2013. He's been around the block. He's familiar in red, is the Canadian international. Pressure from Anthem flies up. Ryan James caught behind the advantage line. Judd again moves it to the right-hand side. A little step there from Ethan Grayson. His father Paul won the Rugby World Cup in 2003. Will Hooley's on his feet, rejoicing that moment in time. Probably wasn't even born yet, Will. Here's McClutchy now. Finds Brachy. Oh, it's been pinched by Lina Latu for the Anthem. Latu's away. Flying up, looking for the pass. Oh, not the best pass. Sam Goller was there. The co-captain. Lina Latu, what a pinch from this fly-half. 27 years of age, was in the USA Eagle wider training squad. Played with the Houston Sabercats briefly as well, as San Diego clear their lines.
Wow, there you go, Anthem. He creates an opportunity, and it's that line speed, shutting it from the outside. As I talked about earlier, it's Lini Latu who picks it off. You think there's an overlap, but it's almost like a false sense of security because they just sort of take it to the edge, San Diego, but they get closed down. Lini Latu, though, that last pass to Sam Goller, Dallin, not going to hand, but that is a really good bit of defensive work. Legion got to be aware of that. It's definitely a threat for this Anthem team.
Just over 10 minutes gone. Encouraging signs for Anthem as they attack the line. Almost a high shot there. They're trailed by 5. And now their forward set off here. A team that's founded in partnership with World Rugby, USA Rugby and MLR to develop the next level of American Eagles before World Cups hit the US shores. Here's Mitchie Wilson looking to break free. What a breakout from Mitchell. Superb stuff. Wilson does really well. Cole Keane gets had. Support comes in from Mooneyham. Mitch Wilson has a stunning little break and snipe and a penalty to Anthem.
You can hear the crowd get behind their home team as well. It's scrappy, but it does get to the outside. But this is Mitch Wilson at his best. Broken play. Steps Marcel Brachy, hands off. The inside centre there. Tion Lutz is on the field now. And I wanted Carl King just to get that ball away. The space is on the outside. The number 9 just needed to get it away. Good scramble defense by San Diego. But the fullback, the veteran, Mitch Wilson producing some magic.
Here we go, Connor Robinson. To the big frame. Punavuli, in there's Mikey Grandy, the forward pack go to work for Anthem RC. As they drive towards the San Diego line. Looking to tie things up here. The Anthem crowd come alive. Huge roars in back play. Keane diving for the line. Keane looking to put it down. Held up, says Cat Roach. That was millimeters away.
If I'm the Anthem attack coach, send everyone in that maul. It's nearly going over. Backs, get in there. Carl King, get in there. Don't take it out. As soon as he takes it out, I think that's Richard Judd with some brilliant work in defense to hold it up. Yes, they had it on maybe to pass it on this right-hand side, but that is when you just get your centres, get your fly half, get everyone in that maul for that last metre. Anthem, that was so close. Really should have been a try.
Richard Judd saving the day so far. Downfield we go from the San Diego Legion, a counter-attack on offer here. Big Joe Apikatoa from Tonga hits the deck. Lina Latu looks to shift it wide. Storty with some good hands. Goller is there as well, making history tonight. 3 former first overall draft picks in MLR start today for the Anthem. That's Connor Mooneyham, Sam Goller and Eric Storty. You saw Storty involved there again. Here's a ball to their big number 8. Dylan Fortune out of San Diego, California, going against his players from his own city. Junior Nuffa He carries well, does the inside center. We're looking for that center combination to thrive today. Getting a little bounce and trying to get on the outside gap. Still the Anthem. Latu again looking for space to exploit. Runners arrive. As Latu looks up, fires a short one to Wilson. Former assistant at Dartmouth College rugby coaches. Latu again bounces free. Beautiful stuff from Lina Latu. He's injected himself into this game in the opening 15 minutes. Connor Robinson flies into the fray as well. Wilson at first receiver. He's out there from Fortune. And again, Punavuli, the big frame. 6'9", 290 pounds, former Utah Warrior. Here's Anthem putting it together. A flat ball from Storti. Comes into Ali Khan that loses it. Judd scoops it up and finds Sears Duru. And the San Diego Legion asked to do a lot of defending so far. Not too dissimilar to the second half last week against Seattle. And Grayson puts it downtown.
And there we go, Dallin. We can all just catch our breath. Anthem just building pressure, building phases. Just coughed it up there at the end, but I like what they're doing. They're varying their attack, tip plays. There's options out the back. You can definitely see some of their leaders, the likes of a Connor Moonaham and Mitch Wilson, being out the back of those forward pods. And when you have options, it makes it hard for the Legion defense to really pick the one to defend. In the end, they just needed to hold on to that ball, though. The Legion, they're holding on to this in defense.
The Legion made 232 tackles last week compared to 94 by the opposition. So loose ball here to work with. Tunanufa almost busting free. Apikatoa called back and has been knocked on there for the Anthem.
Just knocked on. It's a little bit of scrappy play. I think everyone just wanted to reset. As we come towards that the end of this first 20 minutes, and after San Diego starting so well, it's pleasing to see Anthem just get into their patterns. And again, having spoken to Alama Yeremir the other day, he wants to play more. He wants to play with the ball in hand. He wants his threats, particularly out wide, to come alive. But they've got to be accurate in those areas. When they get inside the 22, they want to come away with points. But they're done with that.
They said they didn't fire a shot in the first half, said Yeremia last week. Yeremia also said his forwards have been eating barbed wire all week, so they're up for this one. And you can see that pack is certainly delivering so far. Approaching the 20-minute mark, it's 5-0. San Diego Legion lead. This is week 2 of Major League Rugby. 3 matches coming on Sunday.
Well, it's that you mentioned earlier about eating barbed wire, but they really were picked apart in the forwards against New Orleans last year. Tion Lewis looks like he's coming off, and it must have been blood. Tavita Lepetti coming back on. But yeah, Anthem have got a front up in this set-piece battle. I know they got some youngsters in that pack, but they've also got some good experience in their props. Jake Turnbull, Akapatoa. I know Alex Corpiciero, the scrum maestro, the former British and Irish Lions man, Legion coach as well. He absolutely rates Akapatoa. Genuinely thinks he's one of the best tight heads in the league. So they've got the props. They just need all to work together as an 8.
Yeah, Alex knows his stuff and also hosts a popular show with you, the Rugby Rundown as well. As Judd goes to the right-hand side, here's Lopetti back on the field, behind the back ball, the clutchy, beautiful hands. He floats one across to fullback Grayson. The forwards realigned. Paddy Ryan, 14 caps for the US side, as Helu takes it to the ground, former St. Mary Gale player. McClutchy again goes deep. Here's Brachy, oh, just almost crunched there, Marcel Brachy. Mooneyham looking to fly in yet again. As Ryan goes to the deck of the halfway line. San Diego looking to see if they can get back on the front foot here. Charlotte Klein driven back with Tamalau. So to the air we go from McClutchy. Anthem, brilliant take from Mitchie Wilson. Does really well on that far side. Former Life University running eagle. The 3-time D1A national champion. To the ground goes Sam Goller. Product of the Cal Bears under Jack Clark. And again, some territory for Anthem. Grayson comes away with this one for San Diego. Darcy Breeny's in there. Sydney University product in the shoot shield. Nicky McClatchy, short ball, finds Ryan yet again. San Diego looking for that quick ball like they had last week in the first half. This time, Judd puts it over the top. It's a clever little kick because it takes time to roll up. It's a chip over the top from Wilson. Judd is there yet again. He had so much firepower on both sides of the ball. Spent a year at Suntory Sungoliath in Japan. Was back in New Zealand last year, and we're happy to have him back in Major League Rugby. McClatchy finds the experienced Marcel Brachi. Educated Amish Boys High School, my alma mater. And then played for the Tornadoes and the UCT Ike Tigers. Thrown to the ground. Petty gets the pass away to Grayson. Petty's such a great addition as well from Seattle. Tamalau. Anthem fronting up, making some very good first-up tackles. And it's forcing McClatchy to go very deep and putting it to the boot.
Yeah, this is an area that Legion just can't afford to play too many phases. Right option from Richard Judd. But some really good defense by Anthem as Mitch Wilson just takes that, and that should give them a lot of confidence, this Anthem team. You defended the Legion well. As for San Diego, don't play too much, particularly around that halfway line. Use your halfback to put them in the right areas. Judd, that was probably too much on that kick, but they have got in McClatchy and Richard Judd two very good territory playmakers. So even though they may not be getting through the defensive line of Anthem, you play in the right areas, that's where you can get success as well.
Well, time for a quick hydration break. And it's San Diego Legion that lead Anthem by 5-0 here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll be right back in just a moment.
BK melts, wanna warm up, this sure helps. Classic bacon, shroom, and Swiss. BK melt season is tasty bliss. BK, have it your way.
So I would say to anyone who is interested in being an online student, come to ODU. What's stopping you? The opportunity to create a schedule that works for you is there. The opportunity for you to create a community outside of yourself, regardless of if you're online, is there. The only thing that's not there is you. You want a degree? Then do it. Invest in yourself, because it will always pay off.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
We're in downtown Charlotte in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina. It's a very close game after 22 minutes. San Diego Legion, after victorious start last week, are just up 5-0. Will, your thoughts so far?
Well, I think Anthem, much better first 20 minutes this week than last week, no doubt about that. And you could say for San Diego Legion, they're not having the same control as they had last week against the Seattle Seawolves. But going away from home in any Major League Rugby game, particularly a cross-country trip, is hard. And obviously for San Diego, they had that game on Sunday against Seattle. Then it's a quick turnaround, getting on that flight to Charlotte. It was great for them to score that first try, but they know they're in a battle. Everyone watching back in San Diego, shout out to the Leucadian bar. I know that one of the watch parties in San Diego, you're in for a tight game tonight.
They do such a good job there at the watch parties. 36 degrees, been pinched on Anthem's side. Line Latu goes over the top. It's a clever ball because it fires into fullback. Mitch Wilson throws a dummy, then puts the kick and chases this one. The home side race after it. Some good skills all around. Here's Jason Tidwell, JT, who is a burner as well.
I love, you know what, Mitch Wilson's having a game tonight. You know his confidence. Good steal by Anthem Move there. Watch this ball from Lily Latu, just holds it out there over Marcel Brachi's head, and away Mitch Wilson goes. He wants that ball to stay in bounds. That just sits up. That might be into the hands of Tidwell, and away he goes. Good work by Anthem. Legion under pressure.
Charlotte Klein. Played New Zealand under 20, switched to the USA Eagles after that. Debuted in 2024. He is at the back for the side from California. 8th year in Major League Rugby. New coach John Manetti won the Sevens World Series with the Australian men in 2023. 3-time Shoot Shield champion. He loves to play a wide game, an expansive game, and he works his players hard. Here's Wilson yet again. Beautiful step from Mitchie Wilson. What can't he do? An electric breakout from the fullback. Anthem, attack on the left. Carl Keane, quick ball from the scrum off. Needed to get them back on the front foot. So without that, he goes to the air. Jumping up and leaving behind. McClatchy, it stays. Here's the big frame of Apikatoa. Won the Ranfrey Shield and Mitre 10 Cup with Hawke's Bay. Still there for Anthem. Mikey Grandy, he attacks the line. Defensive tackle in football, still going. Grandy with the offload, beautiful stuff. Fortune gets very close for Anthem. And the big heavies, Jake Turnbull. Runs like an old air conditioning unit. He's still got life left. 31-year-old out of Sydney. Reaching for the line is Punavuli. Very close. Gola looks to pick. Fortune right underneath the uprights. Anthem looking for their equaliser. Dummy from Lina Latu. Gets the pass away. They will touch this down. Eric Storti gets it done. It's sensational from Anthem.
Oh, it's so good. Offload, Eric Storti. We talked him up before the game and he gets over, but it's his number 10 who gets the offload. But it started all the way back from Mikey Grandy. Anyone watching, this is brilliant. Know of the rules. Releases the ball, then picks it up again. Maybe gets a bit lucky, runs into Dylan Fortune. But it's those extra meters that get on the front foot and then they just stay on top of the Legion. Here we go, they stay patient, they get the penalty advantage. You can see the referee there. And then watch this from the number 10. Dummy, in, out, and it's that offload. He just holds the ball out, and Eric Storti gets his first try in Major League Rugby, and a first try for Anthem tonight.
A wonderful response from Anthem RC. Mitch Wilson. Looks for the extra 2, not able to add it. We're locked up at 5 apiece. Storti's try has them on the board in spectacular fashion.
Love this from the fly half. Just was patient, kept hold of the ball, kept his hands alive. And for Storti, it's about reading that, then coming on that short ball, expecting the offload. And then he was rewarded with that first try. I'm really excited about this St Mary's product. Had such a good year last year, Dallin. D1A champion, college champion. He was MLR draftee, number 1 in 2024, and earned his first USA Eagle cap. He is one to be excited about, and Anthem can be excited about this first half.
Well, I know Eric Storti wants to shout at his mum and dad, his sister Lindsay, his niece Logan, and nephew Gunnar, plus all the SMC boys in Morango watching this current game. A try apiece. Little stutter step. Looking for a bit of work. Again, his fullback Ethan Grayson. Played alongside his twin brother Joel until they were 18 years of age in Northampton. Klein hits the deck with Sears Duru. Judd to his fly off. Oh, and there's a bit of space to operate here. The captain, Poitevin, Christian Poitevin, does really well. So does the offload from Lopetti, and reaching for the line. Thomas Awaki is in. It's the San Diego Legion that have found their form and have their second try.
Great try from the Legion. And when I was talking up about this Anthem defense, about how they shut things off from the outside, you've got to watch the ball. Look what happens. It's there, it's Alakan. He just gets in front of the ball, doesn't see it, goes behind him, and that's when the space opens up. Great work from Lopetti to get that ball away, and Thomas Aoki finishes it off. But for Anthem, their defensive structure was correct, but then you've got to watch the ball. In the end, Legion get in behind. That's really good handling work, and Aoki goes over and brings them back into this match.
The extra 2 sails over. It is 12 points to 5. And Tavita Lopetti has a say in this build-up as well. And Christian Poitevin, the captain, does really well. Former MLR champion with Los Angeles Guillotines. And Thomas Awaki picks up where he left off last week. He scored then, he scores again.
Yeah, he did. Actually, Poitevin as well. He had a brilliant assist last week and scored himself. Something that he's really developed, his ability to be a playmaker as a back rower. You know, that is such a good attribute to have. But Legion just picked off a bit of poor defense, poor defensive read from Anthem. A good try, a good second try of the game.
A nice kick and a jump as well from Sam Golla. Players hurt on the ground there, so it changes possession to the San Diego Legion. Richard Judd, the experienced 32-year-old, went to Thames High School, played at Thames Valley early on his career. Finds Wilson, again accurate. 2 players pile in. Pointevent's one of them, so is Ryan James, founder of the Howsett clothing brand. Does brilliant work to support the mental health awareness campaign. So Storty has it on the outside. Here's Tidwell, throws a dummy, gets a strong fan, does superb work. He's got a poster of Justin Bieber in his bedroom. I don't mind that if you can play like this. Ball in one hand, it's Grandy yet again. Anthem has so many dangerous players on the field, and they are delivering in the opening half. Punavuli looking for the offload. Vili Helu goes and cuts him down. Penalty. The way of San Diego just when Anthem had the momentum.
Yeah, it's almost like you're disappointed with how much good stuff they were creating there. Love the fat Mikey Grandy as well, just carrying the ball with one hand. Here you go, Tidwell just steps inside and away he goes, gets the fend. They get on top from inside their own half, and it's something that they want to do. They want to play with the ball. Look at this, bit of one-handy. He has a football background, Mikey Grandy, and Scott Lawrence, head coach of the Eagles, really rates him and his ability, his aerial ability with his hands. Great work from the second rower there, but in the end, Anthem, it's just that last bit of execution to keep hold of that ball. The way then they can create that pressure, that then travels and connects into points. In the end, just giving it up. Legion, good work on the defense. They have this opportunity now. Line out just outside the 22.
Looking to go back on a roll. Vili Helu will leave it behind. Ryan James has got to clean things up here for San Diego. He's got a couple of nice tries last week, did Ryan James. To the light of the home crowd as Tamalau goes on another drive. Big frame of Tavita Tamalau. Legion again setting their phases. Sears Duru has a bit of space, the big bump. Justice Sears Duru for the line, what a dive! Sears Duru thought he was Superman, and that is a fabulous score from the front rower.
It's like he jumped over the Canadian border. Where was that from, big man? I know he's been out in the off-season with an injury. Great to see him back on the field. And he reads the shoulder ball from Richard Judd so well. Again, look at defending. Apakatoa, the number 3 for Anthem, is just man-watching. And in the end, Sears Juru just goes, take off, big guy. Get over the line. It's the 3rd try for Legion. But you can say, Dallin, again, Anthem just man-watching. They need to watch the ball in defense. Just opens up the hole. Sears Drew gets over for the 3rd try for Legion. And in this game, San Diego taking control this first half.
Sears Drew scored one of the best tries I've seen in the Snapdragon Stadium last year. He was diving like a swan there.
Oh, he loves it.
And he continues the form here. As fullback Ethan Grayson as the extra 2.
He's so mobile around the field. DJ, as he's known by the boys. He is, honestly, he's a big unit, and he's obviously got a load of experience for Canada. And what he offers around the park is maybe something that some of the other props in the San Diego squad don't quite have. Good to see him fit, good to see him playing, and that's a lovely shoulder ball he read off Richard Judd, the number 9.
Conversion unsuccessful, 17-5 the score. 33 minutes gone. Here we go, straight into the fray yet again. Anthem with their fullback, Dylan Fortin. Defensive end in tackle football and rugby with the San Diego Mustangs. Conversion was good, I thought it was. Couldn't see it my angle here, 19 points to 5. And Brucky's down, injured. That is not a good look for the San Diego Legion side, as the veteran center needs help. As Wilson moves it to Junior Nafa. Anthem on the hunt for their 2nd score. Behind the back ball's a nice one from Jake Turnbull. Does really well, there's space to operate. Fortune yet again, the 8th man having a beautiful run on the outside. Tidwell's there. A tattoo of Justin Bieber is now on his leg. Looking for the inside pass. It's loose. Anthem need to secure this with Grandy. Off feet is the call from Roach. Unfortunate for Anthem, they were getting very, very close.
No, there's some disagreement, because I know Thomas Aoki is, I think, trying to protect Marcel Bracchi is down, so they are numbers down this outside. They get the ball comes to that outside channel. Anthem, in the end, this is a tackle from Richard Judd, just dislodges the ball, and Legion get away with it. As we see poor Marcel Bracchi is taking a knock and getting medical treatment. but definitely some disagreement from the San Diego Legion players as to why the passage of play kept going on. It is worth mentioning, though, that even if there is a man down and it's not interfering with the passage of play, then you still got to go on. So kind of a difficult one for the referees to decide there.
Yeah, Marcel Brachy there, his wife Lauren, young kids West and Cape watching. Here's a look at Brachy, how he went down. It was a big step, actually, from the right to the left from Storti.
Yeah, it was his knee. Just watches, just catches in the end, the head of the wrong side. We always like to talk about tackling for youngsters watching, cheek to cheek. Get your head in the right side. You don't want to be catching a knee. Otherwise, you get those bony parts to the side of your head in those wrong positions. That's unfortunately where we do have concussions. But you can see plenty of medical treatment there. The right protocols will be taken in place. I'm sure we'll now see Marcel Brachy come off the field, and it's good to see him on his feet. I know his family back home will be concerned. He looks to be okay.
Yeah, there's the in and out from Storti, and unfortunately Brachy just hitting the deck there with his head. Marcel Brachy, he will go to the side, as you mentioned. Interesting story about Marcel Brachy. He went to a school in Cape Town called Rondebush Boys High School, the school I went to actually, and on the bench for Anthem is another player that attended Rondebush Boys High School 17 years later than Brachy, Graham Pedagane, who may come on a bit later, man from Cape Town, South Africa. So that's a bit of interesting stats for you.
And I'm sure all great men, if you were from that school, Dallin, you're not going to say bad things, aren't you? Well, no, Marcel's fantastic. I really hope he's okay. We bigged him up before this game. He's such a veteran. He's such a presence, not just on the field, but also what he has off it. John Menente's actually talked about how he's like an on-field coach. Right. And I know around the boys as well, he's so well-liked. That's a tough one for the Legion to lose him, but we're all wishing him the best.
So let's see how they go. 5.5 to go to half-time. It is 19 points to 5. Billy Helu learnt his rugby at the Danville Oaks RFC. Represented USA at the Junior Olympic Games as well. Standout from St. Mary Gales. Here's on that far side, Awaki looks for a kick over the top. Finds Mitch Wilson yet again. He's been everywhere, has Mitchy Wilson. It's like he's got 10 years younger. He's just Benjamin Buttoned himself and he's had a blinder.
He's doing so well. I think, speaking to Mitch, he knows he's got such a role at the Anthem. Obviously coming from the New England Free Jacks. He probably was disappointed with his performance last week. Certainly was not the same in the air. He dropped a few against Nola last weekend. And he's such a talisman. Mentioned Marcel Brachy being that presence on and off the field. Mitch Wilson's also going to be that for the Anthem. And he is honestly having a game and a half in this first half.
He really is. Nice tap back there from Sam Collar, the 25-year-old from Arlington in Texas, as they batter towards the line. Here's Makeen Alakan, scored a great try last week, former Dallas Jackal. Here's Lina Latu behind the back pass, freeing up space. Here's Mitchy Wilson yet again. Speak of the devil. Back to Latu. Anthem on the charge. Beautiful ball there from Jake Turnbull. The AC unit still running. His claim to fame, he says, is beating junior Nuffer in a game of chess, and Nuffer went to an Ivy League school. So what do you make of that? Here's Turnbull yet again. Here's Wilson. Keen, here's Lina Latu. Bit of a high shot there from Jed Holloway, the 12th cap Australian Wallaby. And again, it's Turnbull having another run. Great work rate from the front row forward. Stabbed through, picked up from Judd. They knew they had advantage at Anthem.
Yeah, Eric Storti chancing his arm, but it was his midfield partner, Junior Naffa. This is so good. The options to go at the line, and he doesn't even look. He just trusts Lini Latu to be there, opens up the San Diego defense. Oh, I'm excited. The Anthem backline's really coming alive, and they then keep hold of the ball. And when they keep hold of the ball, they have that execution, Dallin. Then they get these opportunities, they get these penalties. And I think they're going to go to the corner. Yeah, they are. Back themselves maybe on driving, pushing this over. Disappointing kick, I'm not going to lie. You need to get that way closer to the 5-meter line, Lini Latu. But still, they have a chance inside the Legion 22.
They're a team that went 0-16 last year, but the young American talent on this side is coming through a pathway program for the US Eagles. Ball at the back of the lineup is there for Anthem. One great try scored so far by Storti tonight. Turnbull yet again. Dad played for the Wallabies, his stepbrother Lindsay Stevens for Canada. Here's Puna Vuli. Cole Keane keeps the forwards working. Grandy drives and fights to the ground. Turnbull on a short line. That's acceleration and a half. He's going to get himself in the 100-meter final if he keeps running like that. It's a loose one. Storty looked to pick this one up. San Diego Legion looking to pounce on any mistake from Anthem. So this young side needs to be clever with ball in hand and protect that breakdown as well. Keen. Volley yet again, the big frame. A man mountain. More advantage for Anthem. Grandy goes behind the back, so over the top. Here's the kick, the bounce, it sits up. Storty's there. Roops a man with him to the ground. It's exciting stuff here from Anthem. Makeen Alakan, yet again. Player from Vancouver in British Columbia. And will come back, says Cat Roach.
Coming back for the penalty, but this back line's coming alive, like I said. Watch the bit of space in behind now. They cut it off from the outside, San Diego. But Lili Latu, that is brilliant. The little chip over the top, and they flood through. Really good variation. I mean, this is literally night and day from their performance last week in the first half against NOLA. Anthem are playing with confidence.
We knew it would take time for Anthem to click and gel and come together. A handful of new players in the squad. They got 24 new players, 13 returning. Now that's going to take time to develop. This is only game 2 in the first half, and they're clicking.
They've got some great coaches behind them as well, though. I mean, Alama, Yeremir, all the experience. Him not just as a player, but also as a coach. And then Kuka, Augustin Cavalieri. He was, of course, with the Dallas Jackals. He comes over. He is such a good operator, particularly in the forwards and the defense. He really made the Jackals so good last season, nearly getting all the way to the championship final. So there's plenty of good coaches at Anthem to put their wisdom on this team. We're just having a look there. Mitch Wilson, I really hope he stays okay. Need him on the field.
He's having an absolute stormer of a game. Back to the action we go in the first half. Connor Robinson, a degree in economics, played with Mystic River in Boston. Catroch is just going to go to the side.
Anthem would also like to shout out the birthday of Herb Kamika, whose birthday is on the 26th. A TFRC rugby legend, will be turning 34 years old. Give a nice birthday to Herb.
Connor Mooneyham riding picture there. Well, massive congratulations to Connor, his wife Morgan, on the birth of their baby boy Murphy on February 19th. Now they have 2 sons along with Miles. Their shout out to their family watching in Texas, California, Utah, plus his wife's family watching in North and South Carolina. What a proud, proud week.
Oh, what a week. He actually messaged me. I was talking to him this morning. He's only recently been discharged from hospital. Wife and baby are all well. Massive congratulations to them. And he's just back in it. He's back playing rugby.
Well, Coach Yeremir said, I wasn't sure if he was going to come back this week, and he made the captain's run, so he's in the side. There he is, wearing 14. Connor Mooneyham, former Seattle Seawolf. No Seawolf family shout-outs to him. The over-the-top line-out, that is not what Anthem wanted. It's what Legion wanted to get away from this area. As we get close to half-time at 19 points to 5. Lincoln McClutchy with a heavily bandaged right knee goes to the sky. There's Mooneyham, the fresh father yet again. He flies into the contact point with Wilson. Anthem have possession back and have an opportunity to close out this first half. Lina Latu is really coming to life. Oh, it's a beautiful pass, and what a pickup. But just that last pass not going to hand. Danger times. Makeen Alakan not able to connect on the edge, though.
He's a talent, though, Alakan. He's a talent. I know he's got that pass in him. Liking the fact that Lini Latu, the number 10 for Anthem, he's playing at the line. When you're playing at the line as a number 10, you can then pick options because defenders have to look at you. You're an option. So in the end, some space was created. It was just the execution of Alakan's pass didn't quite go to hand.
Nice take from Jed Holloway. 103 appearances with the Waratahs in Super Rugby. A wealth of experience he brings to this San Diego outfit this season. Here's Duru. A beautiful Superman dive for a try. Former LA Giltini, Seattle Seawolf out of Shawnigan Lake High School. Slower ball for Judd to work with. So playing the territorial game of San Diego. Again, another good solid take at the back. Tidwell with a little step. Alakan finds Wilson, throws a dummy. Beats the couple, still going Mitchie Wilson. Rolling and barreling toward the line. Brother Bailey played for the Utah Warriors. This is a loose one, and it has been knocked on.
Knock on for Anthem. It'll be San Diego ball, scrum down.
Kat Roach is checking her watch. I think that might have been the last play. Maybe it's not. You've got to say, Anthem in this first half at the scoreboard, San Diego have got the 3 tries, but Anthem, I think they'd be almost frustrated that they haven't picked up a second one. If they had picked up that try, they were near the line enough times, inside the 22, they got to try and come away with points. San Diego, if they do kick this ball off, it's actually, I would say, in their favor this first half, and the scoreline is maybe flattered the game.
I would say you're so right. Last time they met, actually, the score was 34-24. San Diego won at Snapdragon Stadium, just 10 points in it. And right now, with that try, would have been a lot closer for this Anthem side. So a big second half to come here as Richard Judd and San Diego have the final moment in the first 40. San Diego, 2023 finalists, just losing out to the New England Free Jacks, which Mitch Wilson was on the field there. They lost 25-24. Here comes Judd behind the back. McClutchy short line, beautiful stuff. Grayson in a bit of space, gets the fend as well. A nice backline move. Judd arrives. Oh, beautiful hands to Lopetti. Ryan James on the outside, gets the bump. James diving for the corner. The Eagle can still fly.
Wow, and there's the momentum shift. It's been all Anthem in the last sort of 5-10 minutes or so, and then look at this. Ball comes out the back and McClutchy goes to the line. Great angle from Ethan Grayson. And he keeps hold of the ball. He doesn't go for the offload. And then that is a lovely shoulder ball. Lincoln McClutchy, Lopetti linking up. Ryan James knows his way to the try line, keeps his feet in bounds. Does he? Have a look. Yeah, that's great work. Great work from Ryan James. He's having a fantastic start to the season. Clinical attack by the San Diego Legion. Bonus point try. And I did say how it was a bit of a flattering first half on the scoreboard. Anthem, they really probably should have scored about a couple of minutes before. Just like that, San Diego get it back and they score themselves.
So good at set-piece attack from scrum time. Judd heavily involved in as well as Lincoln McClutchy. Fullback Ethan Grayson, who is having a stormer as well. Just peels this one in. It's a fantastic fourth try. And that brings up the halftime whistle. What an entertaining first 40 we've seen here in North Carolina. Charlotte hosting us with some brilliant scores. The San Diego Legion lead this one at the break by 26 points to 5. You're watching a round 2 with the second half beginning between Anthem and Legion in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Dallin Stanford with former US Eagle and San Diego Legion player Will Hooley, co-host of the Rugby Rundown. Brilliant to have your company with us. We've got new viewers watching from around the globe, some in sub-Saharan Africa, watching in South Africa, Namibia, Kenya, on ESPN 1 Africa or 2. In New Zealand, you're watching on Sky Sports, internationally on the Rugby Network, and your domestic partners as well. It's brilliant to be here with you, Will.
It is fantastic. Fantastic for Major League Rugby as well to have this media rights partnership with ESPN. Big shout out for that. That is going to take our sport forward, being out there in the big world of ESPN. And of course, for those watching around the world, on the Rugby Network. As Anthem try and mount an attack.
A little pinch there from San Diego. 4 first half tries, we mentioned there, their backline very, very effective with this new coach, John Manenti. He loves the expansive game of rugby. He does all the hard work, or makes his players do all the hard work as well. So no-nonsense sort of coach. This is his second match. Mitch Wilson, who's had a stunning match, receives his full Anthem, does the fullback. Experienced US international. Turnbull, lovely deft pass by him. Now a little float over the top. It's a nice one from Storti as well. Here's Tidwell going on the outside. Jason Tidwell, selected in the collegiate draft in 2022. Started rugby at 10 years of age at the Alliance Rugby program. Growing up in Fort Worth, Texas. Thina Latu throws a ball and Grandy gets hit hard. Flying into this one is Vili Helu. Looking to stop that forward momentum that we've seen from Anthem RC in this game. His second year in Major League Rugby.
Correct call there from Kat Roach. Vili Helu, really good tackle. He's involved in that double tackle, but he had to roll away. If you lie on the wrong side as the ball's trying to be placed out, you're always going to get penalised. So the referee picked that up there. Legion will be wanting to start this second half as well as they finished the first half. For Anthem, though, good signs. Get up the field, get inside that 22, but they've got to come away with points. Be more efficient, be more effective. Get points on the board.
Well, they started in the right place to attack, just outside the 22. Connor Robertson, Boston College leading Liberty Conference try scorer. Takes his time to Punavuli. And not accurate.
It's a bit of a coach killer, isn't it? Just when you've built your way up, nearly inside the 22, and it just not straight at the line out. So, a let-off for the Legion. Had to deal with, obviously, losing Marcel Bracchi earlier. Talked him up. The veteran, the outside centre, had to go off with a head injury. Pretty good that you can bring on someone like Tion Lewitz as well. He had such a good season last year when he played. He really was. I know the likes of Ma'anonu was donning the 12 jersey for Legion, but when Lewitz had his chance, he was superb. So he's on the field now.
He's amazing.
Exit from here.
Amazing player, as we saw retirement of Matt Ghetto and Ma'anonu. Mikey Teo as well, and Captain Greg Peterson from last year. Teo leading the Imagine Rugby program, working with kids in schools as well, taking rugby to the next level off the field in Southern California. Here's fullback Wilson to receive. What will he do this time? Bounces off his left, takes on a couple of players for Anthem. Slow ball, scrum off Carl Keane. Played in Japan, won league in 2022-2023, now here in the United States. Grayson's had a hell of a game at fullback. And as I say that, he floats a pass to nobody, but it's picked up by Paddy Ryan in the end. San Diego, I mentioned all the good work they're doing off the field. Another thing, of course, they made history by appointing the nation's first full-time woman and girls rugby development officer, furthering their commitment to grow the game at every single level. It's brilliant to see that from the owners, Ryan Patterson and Darren Gardner. As Anthem again received this, it's Lina Latu under pressure. San Diego playing the territory, forcing this Anthem side to catch and clear their lines. Keane does this one again, goes to the sky. Grayson, the fullback, near the touchline, around the halfway line for San Diego. Aside from Southern California, not used to this 36-degree weather. But so far, so good. It's up 26 points to 5. Now the forwards hit the deck with Richard Judd. Played in 2023 here with the Legion and Super Rugby, as well with the Hurricanes for 4 seasons. Lina Latu does really well under all sorts of pressure. Such a skillful fly-half. He has possession for Anthem, but a long way to go for this side. You know, John Manenti said Anthem's not scared to run from anywhere. Here's Wilson at first receiver, looking fortunate on the outside. Turnbull's there as well. Wilson looking to create a 2-and-1 on the outside really well. Here's Storti with a bit of space to move. Gets the fan, bounces into a couple. In fact, it's Connor Mooneyham. Does really well, does the wing three-quarter. Wilson yet again getting into their phase play. That is Storti now in picture in midfield. Does able to get the pass alive. Punavuli leaves it behind. Lopetti does really well. Grayson puts it to the boot. Lina Latu's got a long way to go back and chase this one down as the fly-off just before his own goal line. Looking to run out himself. Lina Latu isolated. Wants to spin back as he's swarmed by red jerseys from San Diego. They pinch possession. Helu has it. Big frame. Vili Helu slides in. The man from Southern California surfs in a try. And we love it as well, Vili.
Well, the try comes, but it's the pressure. Ethan Grayson, in the end, this is a lovely kick down the channel, and it just holds on into play. Doesn't roll over that try line. That means Lini Latu has to play it. Does well initially to get away out of his try zone, but then look at these red jerseys just come in, blow it out. Brilliant counter ruck. And then there's no blue jerseys to defend. Vili Helu gets over. Really well played, though, by the fullback. Recognized the space in the backfield. And then it's that pressure, that counter ruck that then gives the Legion the opportunity just like that. Yeah, he enjoyed that, Vili Helu, didn't he? Knew where the camera was as well.
He certainly knew, lying on the ground. He is a professional. Conversion sails over as well. The man that started this beautiful breakout, Ethan Grayson, has them up 33-5.
Yeah, it's really good to see this young man back in San Diego colours. He had a really good spell at the Newcastle Falcons in the Premiership in the UK. I almost wondered whether he was going to stay in the Premiership. He played that well. Of course, his father, Paul Grayson, the former England international. I was coached by Paul as well back in my time. I'm sure he's watching tonight. Well, his son is playing very well. 15, he can play 10, he can play in the centres, he can play anywhere. He is a really good player for the San Diego Legion.
How great is that he coached you as well, the Rugby World Cup winner. Well, you know, Ethan's brother James also played for Northampton, his twin brother Joel as well. I mean, what a rugby family. Here we go, 33-5. Second half in full swing in Charlotte, North Carolina. Anthem, again we're getting into their stride and then conceded another try. As Mitch Wilson goes all the way down to where the penalty is. It's a quick tap. And probably players not leaving the line during a kick, getting in the way. Here comes a big AC unit with a beautiful pass. Storti gets hit and leaves it behind. Billy Helu picks it up for San Diego. It's a basketball pass back for Richard Judd to clean things up. But Anthem were looking very dangerous off that penalty. Grayson again, another chance to go downfield. Catroach watching the players, how they're retreating. Are they interfering with any players trying to get to position? Here's Lionel Latu against Helu. Who's a prominent last few minutes as Vili Helu. Turnbull with a beautiful pass here to Apikatoa. And Moana Pacifica playing Super Rugby. Wilson, a first receiver. He adds such a flavour to the side as Mitchie Wilson. Here's Mooneyhammer get on the outside, looking to step and weave his magic. And nice bit of defensive effort here from San Diego to stop this forward momentum. And they've done that, and they get a free kick for their effort.
That's brilliant defence by Ryan James on his opposite winger. A reminder as well with the law variations that sometimes back last year would have been a scrum. It's a free kick, so that's why San Diego kick it all the way downfield. It wasn't a scrum. And Lini Latu just dots it down. So there you go, from inside their own 22. They held the ball up. Brilliant work from Ryan James. Free kick, no scrum. And in the end, San Diego just sees space in the backfield. That was Ethan Grayson, I think, again. Good awareness by the Legion number 15.
Yeah, great follow-up as well. Just a metre or so too much, right? Because it would have caught Lini Latu again for the second time in a row. Lini Latu will get a chance to have a goal line dropout, though.
I have to admit, I'm really impressed by Ryan James. And not just last week, but also how he's playing this week. If you're Scott Lawrence and you're a USA Eagle coach, you're looking at him and maybe another cap coming his way sometime soon.
I agree. Debuted against the All Blacks a few years ago. Hasn't seen action again in the US jersey as captain Christian Poitevin takes it to the line. His father played 59 times for the Wallabies and also Rugby World Cup winner with Australia, that time in 1991. He's US eligible, is Poitevin as well. Another player coming through the system as well. Scott Lawrence has a lot of players to keep his eyes on, and so does Alana Yeremia, one of the assistant coaches with the US Eagles, as Grayson goes to the sky. To the far side, Ryan James jumping up, knocking it back. It sits there nicely for Paddy Ryan, former Coventry player in the English Premiership. Judd, such a great work rate to Tamalau, who drives it forward. Peninsula Green High School product. Grayson, first receiver's tapped by Lopetti. Storti almost picks this one up, leaves it behind. Here's Lopetti yet again, bouncing with his right. He's got great feet. As to Vitae Lopetti. Judd around the fringes. Here comes the replacement. Alex Polo, some good footwork as well. The 27-year-old from Samoa, still going strong. Born in Australia, but represents Samoa. There's Tion Lewis again. He flicks one to the left-hand side. Here's the Legion queuing up. They must score here. Vili Helu. He had numbers to the left-hand side. Opted to take it to the contact. Judd is there as well, looping around. And in support, Nate Sylvia, the only player to have featured with the San Diego Legion from day one in 2018, some 7 years ago. He's on the park. Mitch Wilson will drive this one downfield. San Diego had their opportunity there.
Talent. I threw my hands up in the air. Vili Helu, you've got to pass that big man. Oh, look, they really are creating a lot. Anthem look a little bit tired. The tempo that the Legion are bringing into their attack, which I said is so important right at the beginning. And let's talk about the attack for Legion, because we said John Menenti, but actually Dave Clancy, he's the new attack coach at San Diego Legion, formerly of the Chicago Hounds. He is bringing those different layers, the ability to move the ball. He will be disappointed with Helu, the fact that he didn't move that. Legion have had more and more chances. Just think for their high standards, you want to finish maybe that last one off.
That's right, Dave Clancy, good mention, formerly of the Chicago Hounds. There for a couple of years. Worked the Chicago Lions and UCLA before that, was in the Munster Academy. Also coached there with Samoa and the Cayman Islands. Take now from Vili Helu. Here's Ryan, finds Tavita Tamalau. Punavuli, certainly off his feet. Trying to slow down possession. Charlo Klein, the hooker, looks for more work. This is the Legion during the 2023 campaign within 15-1. Nice ball to Jed Holloway, tries to flick the pass away. Lopetti tries to jump in there, and the replacements can't clean this one up. That's Ethan Howard, known as the Moose. So Latu goes to the boot cross field. And Anthem, they survive.
They survive indeed. Pretty good defense in the end, and they managed to clear their lines, but this all just looks a little bit ominous. And we still have just under 30 minutes to play. Looks as though Mitch Wilson, he's just come off. Shame to see him come off, because he has been absolutely electric at the back. Every time he's touched the ball, he's beaten the defender. I'm looking at some of the meters he's made. He's made well over 100 meters in his carries, the fullback for Anthem. So disappointing. Hope he's okay as he comes off the field.
He's replaced by Watisone Feliki Tonga. Ball over the top at line out time, bounces up for Ryan, and the San Diego Legion. Cheon Lewitz provides ruck support there as well. Tamalau. 33 points to 5 in the second half. Legion lead. Klein with the ball there to Holloway. It gets lifted up. Poitevin is there. Ducks under one. Still going. There's Christian Poitevin, the 26-year-old of New South Wales, Australia. Now Richard Judd decides to peel around the fringes himself, does the scrum off. Quick ball to the left-hand side for Klein. Can't play the scrum off, in the way at ruck time. Penalty there, and it's conceded by Dan Hansen, has just come on the field for Anthem.
You can see how Richard Judd's really trying to just inject that pace onto the ball. Such a great operator at 9, experienced. And when you have the tempo like that, you can just tell the Anthem defense is not getting set. That's when you catch someone not rolling away, because it's just too quick. And now as they kick the ball into the 5-meter, you like to think this is probably going in one direction, Dallin, and that's pushing over.
Brad Wilkin wearing 20s on the field. Fresh off the bench, looking for Legion's 6th try. It's dropped down to the front pod, and they hit the deck. Brad Wilkin, the 29-year-old. He drives upfield with Darcy Breen. San Diego with Nate Sylvia, UCA international with the USA 5 caps. 19th player to reach 50 in MLR. Klein gets very close for San Diego. The watch party is ready to rip it up in Southern California if they get through with another score here. Again, the forwards just short. Judd wants to dig this one out. The backs away, the Legioners. Helu picks and goes yet again. Anthem doing a really good job to stop them. Just a metre shy. Another pick and go. And try awarded. San Diego have try number 6. And it's the forwards that get the credit. And it looks like picked and drive around the fringes. Christian Poitevin, the captain, may have scored. No, it is.
Who was the hero?
Charlo Klein that got in over the line. Wow, phenomenal stuff from the hooker.
Yeah, just buried himself over. Patience, really good patience for San Diego. I was looking at Richard Judd, always seeing a 9's body language, whether he wants to get in there and move the ball out, because there probably was the space on the width. But just good patience around the fringe, picking and going, staying in numbers. In the end, just too powerful, too good.
Grayson lines up the extra 2. Played basketball, cricket and rugby while at the Northampton School. Former England under-20 player as well. Here's a lovely strike, flags go up. And it's 40 points to 5. The San Diego Legion early on in this game, very close, but of course they've stretched their legs. They have so much firepower.
Just, that's what it does though, just that confidence, that not taking those opportunities in the first half, Anthem, probably just deflated them a little bit. I know this Anthem team has got fight. It's got a lot of fight. In the last 20 minutes last week, they came alive, so I still expect them to still try and bring themselves back into this game, but you've got to say the Legion taking full control.
San Diego Legion take on All Glory DC in March 1st away at the Maryland Soccer Plex. Well, Anthem They'll take on the Miami Sharks here at home, but they move to the Mecklenburg County Sportsplex in Matthews. San Diego kick and chase. Ryan James comes around, getting very close. Anthem, nice little grab for them, but the penalty goes to San Diego. At the breakdown, holding on, that's unfortunate, and the momentum stays with the Legion. Ryan James with a good follow-up.
Good follow-up, but also the follow-up from Christian Poideman, the captain, leading by example. He's had a really strong performance as well, the number 6. He showed his creativity with his handling work in the first half, but as a back rower, getting that dirty work done, getting those turnovers is everything. As now you really just feel San Diego just nailing that last nail in the coffin, I should say.
That's a lot of nails.
I was going to say, wondering where I was going with that one. But great, I'll tell you what, where they're going this time. San Diego is 5 meters out. Another great kick from Ethan Grayson as he steps in with those pink boots. Can't miss him.
Really shine.
Number 10.
Really.
Does Legion have another opportunity?
And an MLR debut for Liki Changtun, the replacement hooker. Born in Hawaii, raised in Australia, throws in his first moment in the San Diego Legion jersey as their forwards look to drive for the line. Gola has it for Anthem. Just popped up on his side of things. And again, it's the Anthem side being allowed to look into attack as well. He's got the footwork to match. Support there from Colin Turner out of Irvine, California. Davenport University Panther, one of 2 players recently signed to this Anthem side. And Latu again hoofs this one towards the stands.
It was actually maybe a time that he could have just moved. I think Lenny Latu was actually trying to get that ball. He's a little bit disappointed with his clearance, but there was, when they turned the ball over with Sam Golla, they had some width, they had a man overlap, at least a man overlap, probably a 2 or 3 man overlap. Well, you'd like to think that because they're playing with no fear, nothing to lose, you try and move the ball there. So in the end, Anthem couldn't, and the clearance kick isn't great.
Helu with a nice take. Wilkin dishes it off. Here's Tion Lewitz. Mention of his business entrepreneurship with his young daughter Logan. Olive Ridley Coffee, make sure you get a bag or 3. I know you love your coffee, Will, so I'm sure you're sponsored by him. Here comes Darcy Breen. 2019 Rugby World Cup Under-20 Championship be played, and the hole opens up for Richard Judd. He slides in like a sleek racing snake, and San Diego try number 7.
This is great from Richard Judd. And again, scrum halves, young scrum halves out there. Look what he does. He looks what's in front of him. Look at his eyes. As soon as he has a look what's in front, he then has options with the guys coming around the corner, the big forwards, but the space just opens up for him. Always have the awareness of what's in front of you. Space there, take it. He had 3 options, and maybe you could say 2 out of 3 options would have gone through, but in the end, Richard Judd makes that look all too easy. Great awareness, though, from the Legion scrum half.
Well, we mentioned his experience. So good at distributing the ball, and then when the moment is right, he takes it and he shines. It's 45-5 as an hour has been played in this week number 2 contest. Conversion slides over, 47 points to 5. And San Diego, we mentioned they didn't have as much possession and territory in the first half, but they've turned that into points in the second.
Yeah, they've been smart and they've been in control. I think with the coaching group at San Diego Legion, John Menenti will be really happy about is the breakdown. You don't have that quick ball without good clear out. Good work from the Legion.
Time for a quick hydration break. 47 points to 5 here in North Carolina. We'll be back in just a moment.
With USPS Ground Advantage, it's like you're with us every step of the way.
Right on time.
Stay in the know from your dock to their door.
Burger King has a deal for all. $5 duo answers hunger's call. $7 trio, more options for y'all. Which one will you choose? At BK, have it your way.
With Allegra, you can stop being sneezy
Isn't I?
without feeling sleepy.
Hello?
I'm sleepy.
Yeah, we know.
Allegra has 0% brain interference for fast, non-drowsy allergy relief, so you won't be sneezy or sleepy.
Do you know what I'm allergic to?
Maybe not even grumpy. Stop your sneeze and ditch your drowsiness with Allegra. It's a no-brainer. See Disney Snow White in theaters March 21st. Rated PG.
Alana Iramea looks on, the head coach for Anthem. Former All Black centre with 40 caps, played at the Rugby World Cup 1995. Also represented Samoa 5 times. A brilliant, astute coach. He looks on as his side trail 47 points to 5. A lot of learning lessons for his team, but some really good performances so far as well. The score obviously tells a different story as Lina Latu kicks off from right to left. The last 20 minutes of this game is on docket here as San Diego will look to punch their ticket to win number 2. And they've rotated a few players. Some of those players doing really well in the preseason, said John Manenti. So he's rewarded them with a chance to shine on the big stage. Richard Judd, the last try scorer, finds fullback Ethan Grayson with a nice little step. The man with the shiny boots puts it downfield. Anthem RC looking to attack. Nice carry there from outside centre Eric Storti. Younger brother Mario plays rugby at SMC. His father also played and coached at SMC as well. Latu looking for a cross kick. This is where Anthem can be very dangerous. It's well read though, as Jason Tidwell, JT, came flying up.
Penalty against Anthem.
Came flying up, but I think well dealt with by Connor Tupai, number 21, is on the field. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dallin. I think that was him who got it. And again, just that little bit of discipline from Anthem. Just when they get into some decent areas of the field, just giving the ball away as Ethan Grayson smacks this now into the night sky. And again, San Diego will mount a charge inside the Anthem half. So Anthem go from one good thing to then coughing it up again.
Here is Liki Changtangi, 23 years of age. Beautiful pass from Judd. Grayson as well. Lopetti links up nicely, almost an intercept, but it's a nice flick there from Alex Pola. It goes to the outside to Ryan James, the workhorse on that far side. I mentioned he's a business owner as well. 10% going back to mental health services. Shophauser.com to get some clothing and merch from Ryan James's company, the Hauser brand. Oh, nice line from Chang Tang. The replacement does really well. There's plenty of X factor, says Alex Corbacero. Touch to hand and it's play on. Down to that far side. Anthem yet again peppering some kicks back and forth. This one out on the full.
That's just not what you need, not what you did. Conor Moonham, I know he's better than that as well. Do like the awareness though of Ethan Grayson, remembering that he started at 15, had to slot into 10. I really do hope Lincoln McClutchy is all right. He took that knock early on in the game, but Ethan Grayson just looks to be very confident. Ball in hand, kicking, attacking the line as well. He's really come into the game well. He really has. Mitch Wilson on the other side of things for the Anthem has done the same thing. You need players like that that can fill in the back, that can cover the spaces so well with ball in hand and the boot as well. Another wave of attack comes from the San Diego Legion, the side in the Western Conference that will be the first to win 2 in a row. Big shot down to the ground goes Liki Changtung. There's Grayson, turns it behind the back. There's Connor Tupai. Also played with Northampton in England since he was 5 years old. Judd looking for quick ball again to Sylvia. Sister went to UC Berkeley, where Nate played rugby at Cal Poly with the Mustangs as well. San Francisco Golden Gate. Again, another good carry from Chan Tang. Grayson again, really at home now at fly half as well, filling in Alex Pola, Utah Warriors player in 2022-2023. San Diego stretching the field nicely. Sylvia, the 30-year-old, the native of San Diego. Again, it's more carries for the Legion. There's a big frame of Brooke Tumalatai, 4 caps for Samoa. He's wearing 18 on his back. Charlie Hewitt in 19. Full bench used by John Manenti. Charge down. And then Grayson has another chance to pop it over the top. San Diego, even with a 47-5 lead, content to put the ball downfield towards Anthem. And now they're looking to have a crack. Feliki Tonga gets it away. Tidwell can't get free, but the looper is there. It's Storti on the outside. Eric Storti. He's well brought down with Watasane Feliki Tonga, former American Raptor. And now Sean Clark, another Raptor, 6'9". Believe it or not, played wing for the Dallas Jackals for a little while. Grandi hits the deck. Anthem, eager to impress. Sam Gola. Not giving Lina Latu a lot of
options, a lot of chances. So he bounces off his left foot. He takes a big contact from the San Diego Legion. To the line goes Dylan Fortune, the USA Under-20 World Rugby Trophy player. Better ruck ball to work with for Carl Keane. Stoughty yet again looking to bounce off one, can't get the offload away. There's no one running on his shoulder. Alex Moore and the experienced US Eagles on the field in the penalty anthem. This is a better chance for them.
Yeah, Paddy Ryan just not rolling away. But you just think for the anthem attack, I know they've been defending for long periods of time. When you're defending, you get tired, and then that can impact your attack. You just get on their feet quicker, get set earlier, something that San Diego have done really well. I talk about tempo, not just from the breakdown from your number 9, getting that ball away, but tempo in your restructure. Because unfortunately, Anthem don't make that kick into touch. That is criminal. I think they still have a line out, though, inside the 22. So, yeah, I just like them to see if they can bring that energy, get realigned quicker, then that gives you options. And you're finding Lini Latu at the moment, he's having to carry the ball in. As your number 10, you don't really want to carry the ball in all the time, but he's lacking those options around him.
Right, if you loving this game, Sunday, 3 more to come. Chicago host the Utah Warriors, Miami host NOLA Gold, and RFC Los Angeles at home against the Houston SaberCats. 3 blockbuster games coming at you live on Sunday to close out week 2 of Major League Rugby. Anthem, throw. Cat Roach.
I think this is just coming back in again. Cat Roach explaining herself. Maybe she wasn't ready.
She was the youngest referee on the USA Rugby National Referee Panel. Will officiate the Women's Six Nations again this year. Ball is loose. Legion knock it on.
Scrappy Dallin. But interestingly, if you've watched this game, this can only be, I'm counting maybe off my one hand the amount of scrums. And I know there's been a lot of interesting press that's come out with the new law of trials and how scrums are going out the game and things like that in MLR. But I would say there hasn't been that many opportunities just in the way that the game's gone. There you go, scrums, there's only been 4. So it's interesting how it's all planning out, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you're so right. We saw a lot of scrums last week as well. Head of referee at MLR, Dave Wilkinson, giving us the rundown there. World Rugby-driven law trial. We've seen quite a few in Major League Rugby, including the 7-point try if you scored just behind the uprights. Feliki Tonga takes it to line for Anthem. Can they finish off strong in this game like they did last week? They lost to NOLA 35-14, but scored the last 14 points. Sam Golla, again the 25-year-old. Raised in Denver, first played with East High School, winning a state championship. Now he's a professional rugby player in the US. Carlo Denason's on the field, he's wearing 23. Feliki Tonga, beautiful footwork. His older brother Lamoto played for the US Eagles back in 2016. Ball is there, Denason. To the other scrum off there, puts a kick over the top, Carl Keane. And it's fielded well there from Richard Judd. Juddy has had another heck of a game as the scrum off for San Diego. But it's a penalty, 5 out. Accidental obstruction. Line Latu will go for a 5-meter line out. Now's the time for Anthem to strike in the final 10 minutes. Let's see how they get on. Their assistant forwards coach, Agustin Cavalieri, Kuka looks on, former Dallas Jackals head coach, Coach Italy under-20s from Rosario in Argentina. The throw's a good one. Golla. The crowd come alive. Ball at the back. Ethan Howard, the Moose, looks on. The USA under-23 product, the Davenport University Panther. He was an All-American there. Golu Denison. South African playing with the Cheetahs before he joined Anthem. Played in the SaberCats as well as the Dallas Jackals, Legion, and Glendale Raptors. Played all over, and Major League Rugby has a 28-year-old. Looking to add a bit of spark now in the last few moments of this game. As the forwards pick and drive. Nice little dummy as they go around the fringes. Not a lot of meters made there. Alex Morn gets in as well. Joins Anthem from RFC LA. Denison. Feliki Tonga behind the back. Bit of a high shot creeps in. The whistle has gone Cole Keen's the one, the 23-year-old, that took the shot.
And if I'm honest, you might want to have another look at that. Came in hard and came in high. Watching Keen comes out the back. That's not a rugby tackle, I can tell you that much. Number 23 there for Legion. Trying to make that impact. Alassana Pula, he's such a beast in the gym. Speaking to some of the Legion boys, some of the numbers that he's lifting, he's such a powerful guy. Not gonna lie, he's got away from potentially being sent off there because that was high and dangerous.
It gives Anthem an opportunity to attack again from 5 out. Again, it's go-to ball. Sam Golla. And Howard at the back. Anthem driving towards the try line. It's better momentum. Now the backs come in. Just as you requested, Will Hooley. Storty's in there. Feliki Tonga. Now the ball hits the deck. Donason wants his forwards to peel around to the right-hand side. Colin Turner's one of them. USA Falcon player. Selected in the collegiate draft alongside fellow Panther Ethan Howard. Then numbers on the right-hand side. Their forwards drawing in a lot of the defenders from San Diego. Donason now. Keen whips it wide. Oh, and that pass needed to go. There was all sorts of pressure coming in from a flying Ryan James, and it has turned things over towards San Diego.
Big Nate Sylvia getting the turnover. There you go, getting the pat on the back. You were right, though. Ryan James, fantastic to get off the line, get in the face of, I think it was Jason Tidwell. He had no time on the ball. Legion, that's good attitude you want to see. Even though you're 47-5 up, late in the match, you're still bringing it. I tell you the person who's really brought it for me as well, across the back row, but Christian Poidevin, captaining the side today, and number 6 for Legion. He's been everywhere. Every time I'm looking around where there's been a breakdown, he's either involved in a tackle, having a pinch, getting on his feet, talking to everyone around him. He is such a talent. You mentioned earlier in the broadcast how he is USA eligible. Let's remember that. Scott Lawrence, if you're listening, get on the phone to Christian Poidevin. And Christian Poidevin, get yourself to a USA Eagles training camp.
And what I like, he's only 26 years of age. That is phenomenal. Comes from an unbelievable sporting background. Poidevin, I remember watching his father as a youngster carve it up for the Wallabies. He's doing the same thing. Just that blonde mop of hair flying everywhere. You knew it's Poidevin getting in the way.
He is. He's not the biggest guy, but it almost he uses that to his strength because he gets around the park so well. He gets in, he gets his head in spaces, small spaces where he gets those turnovers. And sometimes as a back rower, I always think back in the day when I was growing up, and I remember watching some of the England rugby team, and it was Neil Back, a small, short number 7, and he just got in such good body positions. Christian Poidevin reminds me a lot of that. Richie McCaws, again, wasn't a massive guy, the All Black legend, but he just got himself in such good positions. No, he really is a fantastic player. And as captain as well, he's clearly showing he's a leader.
One to watch for sure. Here comes Liki Changtangi. Shout out to Ryan Patterson, named Sports San Diego's Impact Player of the Year for his instrumental role in bringing the All Blacks to San Diego for a record crowd to Snapdragon Stadium. So much happening off the field and on the field here for San Diego. They're a side to keep your eye on. And we said the 2-time finalists. Will this be their year? Can they go one better in 2025? Anthem will have a penalty. This the extra roll.
Dallin, you mentioned, of course, the All Blacks. Sorry to point it in there, but remember, it's just come out. Ireland are playing the All Blacks in Chicago this year in November. But anyway, back to this game.
Yeah, let's look at the part of the match canvas. Who are you liking here?
Yeah, well, look, Mitch Wilson was superb. He was only on the field for 50 minutes, but he honestly was probably been the man of the match in this game when he's been involved in his involvements. Ethan Grayson, fantastic, controlled things, both when he was at the back, then at number 10, his kicking game, his carries and everything. Christian Poidevin, though, I've mentioned already, as captain, he has been everywhere. Got himself a try, got himself turnovers. Relentless work by the number 6.
3 brilliant performers today. And we will go back to the All Blacks because you mentioned it was a sold-out affair at Soldier Field. I was there with my wife. That was the first ever live 15-a-side rugby game. She witnessed Ireland beat New Zealand for the first time in over 100 years. It was an epic rugby experience. Get yourself November 1st to Chicago. I'll be there. You'll be there.
Oh, I hope so. No, it'd be fantastic. Fantastic news that just hit our channels in the week. But of course, Major League Rugby all before then. That Ireland versus All Blacks game not until November. Here we are in week 2, the first game of week 2. We've still got a full day in Sunday, Dallin.
That's right, 3 brilliant games coming your way. San Diego Legion look to close out this game. They lead 47 points to 5. We mentioned all the replacements on the field, getting valuable game time, so important in a long, long season. 8 home games, 8 away games. Anthem, another replacement on the field, players bouncing into each other. Mooneyham goes in as well. Graham Peragano's on the field. He's a USA under-20 player that went to Ronald Bush Boys High School in Cape Town, graduated in 2022. He was the captain of the side. He wants to shout at his mom, Sandra, his father, Rob, his girlfriend, Bella in Cape Town, his grandmother, Pat, Aunt Stacey in Seattle as well. Everybody's shooting into MLR again as Lopetti has the ball and looking to step a couple of players. Tavita Lopetti, he's such a live wire. Just love watching him with ball in hand. Here's Owaki on the outside, another danger man. The Auckland, Tasman and North Harbour player in NPC. Played a bit of rugby league as well. San Diego on the hunt for more points. See if they can crack 50. Grayson with a short ball. Chang Tung gets driven back. The Anthem crowd certainly enjoyed that as Grayson goes to the boot. Oh, it's a well-placed kick. It's a one bounce and out. Not a lot that Anthem could do with that with Jason Tudwell.
Yeah, just adding to a great repertoire of skills that Ethan Grayson has got. San Diego have just shown that quality control. They go back on the road next week, Dallin. So they had this East Coast trip to Charlotte today. They then go back to San Diego to head straight back out to the East Coast and play DC. So it's a tough 3 weeks, but a good second week. A good second game for them. If they can put this all together, good win last week at Seattle, good win today against Anthem, and then go to DC and get a job done there. That's a very good start for them in MLR this
week. We saw how good DC finished the game last week. We won't get to that now, we'll get to that later. But then San Diego will take on RFC Los Angeles, the local California rivalry, at home at Torero Stadium. Meanwhile, Anthem, well, they'll be here in their hometown on February 28th. They have a bye as well, so they can put everything on the line in the next game as well. Here comes San Diego. Judd peels around, nice support. Chang Tung, the wine flies into the contact. Nate Sylvia bounces off another one. Richard Judd yet again continues with Lopetti. Here's the big frame, Brooke Tumalatai, one of Legion's new signings, play with Canterbury for a couple of years in New Zealand. Nate Sylvia, he gets upended, good tackle. It's a drop ball as they try to move it to the left-hand side. Into the last 3.5 minutes of this game. Denason finds Lina Latu. The Fluff has really done well behind, obviously, a team that's conceded a fair amount of points. Carlo Denason went to the Afrikaans Hoërseun School in South Africa. That is put downfield yet again. Here's Ryan James yet again looking to exploit some spaces. Ryan James, wow, he's quick off the mark. James again gets him on the front foot. Judd links nicely. Here's possession for Brad Wilkin. 49 matches with the Rebels in Super Rugby. Vili Helu carries well. Judd changes direction to the playmaker in the front row. And it's Leaky Chang Tung. Judd goes wider. Here's Lopetti and Grayson getting involved as well. Owaki too. But Anthem really holding the line solid. Wilkin hits the deck. So much possession for this Legion side. Tumalatai, Pacific Nations Cup player as well. Now Grayson bursts free. Beautiful, Ethan Grayson storming in. What a score! The great Grayson gets in. And he caps off a fine performance.
He does, and you've got to say that pips it for him as being the player of the match today. He's had everything from his kicks to his carries to his meters made to his conversions, and now a try. Wearing number 15, but playing at number 10 as the game's gone on, just takes it to the line. Show and go, had options inside and out, and uses his pace to get himself over for his first try of this match. First try, I believe, of the season for him as well. Just checking the grounding, but it looks all good. He's wearing pink boots. He has to be. He has to look good, Dallin. I always think if you're wearing those type of boots, you've got to play well.
Wow, beautiful slide, beautiful break. It's all happening for San Diego so far. They cracked the 50 mark. They scored 4 tries in the first half, 4 in the second. And Ethan Grayson, the 22-year-old, has had a hell of a game. Can he add the extra 2 from the conversion? Knows the answer, but it's still 52 points to 5. We're into the last minute of the game.
Yeah, really strong performance in the end for the Legion, and they're enjoying it. You can see on the face of Ethan Grayson, and I'm sure for all the Legion fans watching back in Southern California. As for Anthem, there has been plenty of good passages of play. I've got to say that though, Dallin. There's areas of the game that have looked much better than last week, and I still believe that first win's going to come this season. There's no doubt about it. They've gone up against Legion, who are showing in the first couple of weeks of MLR, as power rankings goes, they are right up there.
Yeah, they're the Western Conference team that are real contenders so far. Again, we've only seen this is their second match. The other players still have to play, and Utah Warriors still need to get in the action as well. This one, they leave it behind, but Anthem, you're right. I know they're going to win a game or more this season. They are connecting nicely in periods of the game, of course. There's Clark with a one-handed ball. Difficult one to handle. San Diego will take this one if there is one last moment of the game, says Cat Roach.
Just waiting to see if that is time up. Be all right. Periods of the game. And just that, either it's been a little bit of ill discipline or just that accuracy. Even right there, an offload, it's just let them down that little bit. And I look back at the game, and I commentated on the game last week against NOLA, and I think about the first 20 or 25 minutes of this game. The scoreline could have been different if they'd just been a bit efficient, they'd just been a bit accurate, and then their whole confidence, their whole mental belief might have changed, and this game could have been different. Not necessarily the final result, but certainly the scoreline in the end. San Diego have just run away with it.
A quality outfit that has been collected for 2025 by the San Diego Legion staff and coaches. A great recruiting off-season as well. Richard Judd goes deep. Grayson, the player of the match, kicks it out. And it's San Diego that make it 2 wins from 2. The attacking flair drawing applause from viewers. They score 8 tries tonight. And their next challenge waits in the nation's capital as they face Old Glory DC on March 1st. So many great moments in the game. So many great players we mentioned. Will Hooley. Ryan James really put his hand up as well in this game.